Show up on my screen until after is what. On the studio, I'm gonna have to just do this. All right, God. This should change. All right. All right, Shalom, y'all. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit bears witness that they're the children of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. All right, I want to go into this voting topic. It's election year, and Esau's media is telling you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled birds who go back to those people, but look like the other nations. He's telling y'all to vote. He's telling y'all that your vote makes a difference, and you can change the system. But I'm gonna go into how your vote is a joke, and it's going off to vote anyways. And Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai that I was able to change, to set up this live right, like I was able to change the title and instead do it this way, since I haven't been able to set up a live on the video. I mean, Salakia, I haven't been able to set up the live on the dashboard like I usually do. So, but this truth is still going out. This live is still going live. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for that. All right. So I'm gonna go into how basically your vote don't matter, first of all, and second of all, you shouldn't even be voting in the first place. And first, let me think, what should I do first? This is really an impromptu type live. I'm just doing it on the fly. So they got these two guys running for president, both Edomites. Actually, I'm going to bring out that Bible verse showing you that it is going off. And there's a reason why that Yahweh commanded that we don't do this. Verse 15. Okay, I'm going to start verse 14. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me like as all the nations that are about me. Verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power Yahweh shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. And here's why. Here's why. This was March 8, 2019. A matter of fact, I gotta go take care of something real quick. And I'm gonna go into this article that was released on March 8th, 2019. And it says Democratic voters don't want an anti-Trump. It actually goes into, it's from New York Magazine. And it actually goes into how basically Joe Biden he's basically the same, has a lot of the same positions as Donald Trump. And alright. The 2020 election is still 20 months away, but there's already reason to worry for Democrats. The front runner for this nomination for a major political party is a so-called white Edomite, septuagenarian. Basically, he's in his 70s. That's what that means. Who has openly praised so-called white Edomite supremacists and has called for the unchecked empowerment of demonstrably racist law enforcement entities. I refer to, of course, Joe Biden. It's a troubling development in the age of mass incarceration and unite the right. And to be fair, Biden is undecided about whether he will actually seek the presidency. This was back in March 2019, before he officially started running. But speculation has reached a fever pitch of late, with the New York Times reporting on Thursday that the former vice president is 95% committed to running, quote unquote. And there is reason for him to believe his prospects are good. Biden leads the field of would-be nominees in poll after poll. And look what happened. We need a nominee who can speak to the whole country, who can speak to the electorate that the party has been losing. quote unquote, a firefighters union leader told the Times, and that quite frankly includes some of my members that were once dependable Democrats, quote unquote. Hold on. Indeed, Biden has cultivated an image as a down-to-earth straight talker with roots in the so-called white working class, which, it's both peon lower level devils and speckled bird jakes. The so-called white working class makes up of both of them, basically makes up both lower level devils and speckled bird jakes, which has led some to argue that he's the Democratic candidate's best equipped to lure such voters away from Trump. But his popularity also hints at a prospect that seems on its face counterintuitive. Despite the outrage directed by liberals and others at Trump's racism. Oh, it's 7:44. That's like it's like 1:44, but it's 7:44. Which is alright, never mind, let me stay on topic. Despite the outrage directed by liberals and others at Trump's racism, Biden is far from his polar opposite. Yeah, that 7:44 is supposed to mean something, but I don't know what it means, so I'm gonna stay on topic. On the contrary, he shares several of the president's blemishes. Perhaps that's the point. Polling indicates that ousting Trump is the Democrats' top priority, even more so than supporting a candidate that shares their values. So they're basically saying that he's like Trump. Still, it's ironic that if Biden runs and his current polling lead holds, Democrats would nominate a man who is, of all their available options, arguably the most similar to the president they're seeking to depose. And look what happened. A big portion of Biden's polling dominance can no doubt be attributed to name recognition. So because he was the vice president under the last Rothschild Edomite puppet presidency of Obama. Aside from Bernie Sanders, who incidentally is a close second to Biden in most polls, the former vice president is the best known contender in the field. But the reason everyone knows, and they fucked that. They always make it so that these type of devils that like they're supposed to be, they're like the underdog. They always make it so that they lose. The former vice president is the best known contender in the field. Hey, this is the second time that he ran. But the reason The second time that Bernie Sanders ran. But the reason everyone knows who Biden is may be even more important. He served for 8 years as second in command to President Obama, a figure upon whom almost Christ-like reverence and liberal nostalgia is lavish. So that they basically see him as like, as like this charismatic figure, this Messiah type dude. And a lot of you Jakes, you looked at Obama, and some of y'all still do as that type of savior, and he wasn't even your people. He just cause he got melanin in his skin. Just cause he had melanin in his skin, and he was so called, and he was from Africa, y'all thought he was your people. But not all Africans are the same people. You have Hamites, and you have Shemites in Africa. But y'all saw a so-called black face, and y'all were like, yeah, let me vote for that. And what did he do? Nothing, because he was a heathen. Figure who almost, I think he'd have a big advantage because of his name recognition and because of the imprimatur of the Obama vice presidency. Quote unquote, Al Sharpton told the Times. That dude, that dude, he's been exposed as a Fed, so of course he's linked in with Esau, so of course he's gonna of course, he's gonna big up this devil. Which his movement hasn't done shit for you so-called blacks anyways. It's mainly for Judah. It hasn't done shit for which you so-called blacks, you're the real Judites. He hasn't done shit for you so-called blacks anyways. Just march and beg Esau, basically. But anyways, and that's also why they decided to choose him. That's also why Esau had this man win the nomination. Because you Jakes voted for Obama. You Jakes were all for Obama. Even though if they wanted McCain to win, they would just had the electoral college vote with McCain. But they wanted to pacify you niggas. But anyways, as such, Biden's success in the polls may not reflect actual support for his policies, which is encouraging because it grows clear by the day that Obama was the redeeming factor Uncle Joe's otherwise smudge-ridden political legacy needed. So they're saying that he was because he served as vice president under a so-called black African man, not really a so-called black man. That a Hamite man, really, it was the redeeming factor. Because otherwise he would have been looked at as an old racist. Hold on. Yeah, is what he said. Biden's affiliation with the so-called black, but not. Hey, they're gonna put us. They like to put us together with him. Well, the so-called black, who's really a Hamite, former president, to once he referred to, as the quote-unquote the first mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean. And you know why he said that? Because Obama was really a heathen. See, Joe Biden, he didn't start fucking with you Jakes after he became Obama's vice president. That dude that he said that about was a Hamite the whole time, because these liberals, these so-called white liberals, they could give a they don't give a flying fuck about you Jakes. They just act like they do. And he had a role to play as the vice president of this so-called black man who is a really a Hamite who also don't give a fuck. Don't give a flying, flipping, swimming, crawling, don't give any type of fuck about you Jakes. In fact, they hate you just as much as these Republican devils. Seems, for example, to have dimmed the collective liberal memory of his affection for white supremacists like so-called white supremacists like Strom Thurmond and Jesse Helms. So, like before he was known as this old racist Edomite Democrat. In 2003, he eulogized Thurmond, the former segregationist senator from South Carolina, who, in preparation for Thurmond's record-smashing filibuster against the Civil Rights Act of 1957, reportedly, quote-unquote, took steam baths every day to dehydrate his body so it could absorb fluids without his having to leave the Senate chamber for the bathroom. He was one complex guy, quote-unquote, Biden said during Thurmond's eulogy, quote-unquote. He lived a long and good life. Like, he really hated you niggas. He really hated you niggas. And so did Biden. That's why he bigged them up. So does Biden. During the May 2015 address to Yale University graduates, the then vice president said similarly of his relationship with Helms, the late North Carolina senator whose weaponization of racist, really anti-Israelite voter suppression tactics is legendary. Quote-unquote, never once have I questioned another man's or woman's motive before getting to know them. Quote-unquote, because when you question a man's motive, it's awful hard to reach consensus. So he said of this devil Helms, who didn't even want you Jakes to vote in large number, because then they would have to be like, all right, we're gonna have to appease these niggas, basically. Never once have I questioned another man or woman's motive. Appease meaning like, and I want to add to what I said earlier, appease mean just like give you someone who talks that talk, but the shit that they propose, is really to fuck you over. Never have I questioned another man or woman's motive before getting to know them. That's some dumb shit to say. quote unquote, because when you question a man's motive, it's awful hard to reach consensus. So that's just an excuse. Because you bet they was talking about how much they hated you niggas behind closed doors. Reaching consensus with so-called white supremacists. In fact, he's probably done the same with Trump. It's probably among the last items on most Democrats' 2020 wish lists. Yet many of them are on track to nominate a man to defeat Trump, whose insistence that some so-called white supremacists are okay guys is not substantially different from the president's. He said the same shit. Guys, is not substantially different from the president's claim that there were very fine people on both sides, quote unquote, of a so-called white supremacist rally. Hold on a second. Shalom. Alright. For those of y'all that don't know, I've been struggling with an affliction. Oh, Shalom. Ak. GMS recording save. I didn't see your message. I can't reply unless I can see them, unless I'm actually on the app. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Kind of Esau. Esau has death in hell. I think that's what you're trying to say, right? Esau has death in hell. That's in Habakkuk, and then Revelation tells you that death in hell is gonna be destroyed. It shows you death in hell is cast into the lake of fire with the nukes. Death in hell represents Esau, Edom. I'm gonna get that real quick. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Not the last enemy that shall. Okay. I would have to. Hold on. Yeah, because I'm not always on here like that. So I can't really reply to y'all. Know what I'm saying? Not always on here like that. Oh, Kai. So I can't really reply to y'all. Know what I'm saying? Not always on here like that. Oh, Kai. So I can't really. Oh, fuck. That shit. Reply to y'all. Alright, I have to go into that because Esau's at death and hell, and it's not just the Republican Edomites, it's the Democratic Edomites too. Biden's affection for these men was more than just rhetorical. In the mid-1970s, he shared their politics as a vocal opponent of busing measures intended to, if that's what the brother meant, that Esau's as death in hell, which I think he did. I'm not sure, but I think that's what he meant. We shared their politics as a vocal opponent of busing measures intended to integrate public schools. The parallels didn't stop there. Trump's invocation of Richard Nixon's 1968 call to reinstate law and order, quote unquote, in 2016 would have resonated with Biden circa 1989 when he characterized as soft then President George H.W. Bush's $1 billion investment in the war on drugs. Quote unquote, the president's plan does not include enough police officers to catch the violent thugs, and they're always calling you Jake's thugs. Enough protesters and prosecutors to convict them, enough judges to sentence them, or enough prison cells to put them away for a long time. So he said that George H.W. Bush wasn't going hard enough on you Jakes. Yeah, man. And then they're saying that times change, of course, as do people. Which, hey, let me get that, man. Because they're saying that these devils change. Trust not thy enemy. Ecclesiasticus 12:10. And they've shown you over and over that they don't change. That they are going to be the wicked today, tomorrow. They was last, just like they was last generation, they're going to be in the future generations. The same wicked seed. The same wicked people. Verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee. Though he humble himself and go crouching, what did Biden? What did Biden do? What did Biden do? Hold on, let me get it. What was they saying in that article that I was bringing out towards the end of it? Times change, and of course do people. Biden and Trump diverge in notable ways. The former president has expressed qualified regret with his... So there you go, expressed qualified regret with his role in promoting mass incarceration. Of course, because it's going towards an election year. Of course. Yeah, he's gone crouching. He has been a vocal advocate for preventing sexual assaults on college campuses, which that's some like feminist shit. But hey, these Edomites be doing that shit anyways to each other and these wicked jakes and these frat parties. Anyways, on college campuses, that's another subject. And work to expand voting rights and end employment discrimination and the supported affirmative action, which that mostly helps Edomite women. And now Yeah, mostly helps Edomite women, but they want to help the fags. If they already passed something for fags and trannies, LGBT crowd, then that's what they wanted. I think they already have something for that, but I'm not sure. You have to, you can't not hire someone because they're a fag. I think they already have that. During his time as a U.S. Senator. Okay, so they're saying which I think they do have that policy, but I'm not sure. But they're saying that, oh, he's for you, Jakes now, basically. But yet take good heed and be aware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Like this devil, he recently said that so-called Latinos, Northern Kingdom, are more diverse minded or some shit like that, and so-called blacks, which really that's just divide and conquer tactics to win over you northern tribes, which he don't give a flying fuck about either. Biden was vice president during the Obama years, and that Hamite was deporting more of you Jakes than that devil George Bush. More of you Northern Kingdom Jakes were being deported by a Hamite that you overwhelmingly supported in 08 and in 2012. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna read to y'all exactly what he said. He already backtracked. That's the difference between these blue devils and these red devils. That they will say some shit and they will backtrack. They will do some racist shit and they will backtrack. You know, they'll say that, oh no, I didn't mean it like that. No. They'll do some shit like that, like whenever it comes to the forefront, or whenever it's a selection year, when you niggas are supposed to have a choice. Joe Biden said in remarks on Wednesday that the so-called Latino community is incredibly diverse, quote unquote, unlike the so-called black community. Unlike the so-called black community, with notable exceptions, the so-called Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly diverse attitudes about different things, quote unquote. So, basically, okay, the reason why he was saying that is because a lot of you Jakes were criticizing this. I'm talking about you Judites, you so-called blacks, were criticizing this devil, calling him Jim Crow Joe, which he is, calling him that for what he has said, what he has supported, what y'all found out about him, you know. Basically, when he was known to be that devil before, but he was Obama's VP, so somehow that was his saving grace, but that shouldn't have been his saving grace. But anyways, y'all did some digging on Joe Biden, and y'all found that out. And so y'all calling him Jim Crow Joe and shit. Well, but Ishikar that come over here, Northern Kingdom that come over here, they're like, fuck yeah, we're in America now and shit. A lot of Northern Kingdom, they be thinking that that they're the same as these Edomites, especially the lighter skinned Northern Kingdom, and also a lot of y'all be like that. A lot of y'all be magnifying yourselves against Judah, but not only that, against your own. Like a Northern Kingdom brother that is a citizen is a so-called Chicano, the Ishkarite, is a citizen. If they're a so-called Mexican or Ishkarite, they'll magnify themselves against an Ishkarite that's from Mexico, or you'll have that, or or vice versa. You'll have these Ishkarites coming from Mexico, that are being called wetbacks and shit. You'll have them magnify, talk shit on the Chicanos and shit, say that they're not real Ishkarites, they're not real so-called Mexicans. But yeah, that's basically what they mean, and then they'll support policies against them and shit. They'll act like Esau towards them and shit. Yeah, you go, quote unquote, you go to Florida, you find a very different attitude about immigration than you do in Arizona. So it's a very diverse community. So yeah, cause them so-called Cubans, the Manassites in Florida, are like, they pretty much think they're Esau. They vote Republican and all that. They pretty much think they're Esau. They're proud to be so-called American and shit. They done forgot their oppression. They done forgot who their oppressor is, because they coming out of Cuba. Cuba got Fidel Castro and shit. They go through shit over there. So then they come to America, which is largely caused by that embargo. And they come to America, and there's a different setup here. You can buy newer shit. So basically it's so-called free here. So they're proud to be American, and they come against you if you criticize America. In Arizona, you have the Mishkarites that be catching hell from Esau. Well, a little while back in Arizona, there was this sheriff, Joe Arpaio, that was discriminating against these so-called Mexicans in Arizona, like racially profiling y'all and shit. Had y'all in prisons and shit. Had y'all in prisons with no AC and shit. And the Arizona heat basically was proud to have y'all in there. Like, it was like a concentration camp. Had y'all busting ass and shit. And he was proud to have y'all. Like, he hated you. He hated you Ishkarites. He still does. Not hated, because he still does. But he showed his hatred for you Ishkarites in Arizona. And Arizona is basically like Alabama, but for you so-called Mexicans. That's what he means there. So you so-called Mexicans, y'all are more aware of your oppressor than a so-called Cuban. Even though y'all have the same oppressor, y'all are the same people, and y'all have the same oppressor, which causes y'all to magnify yourselves against each other. Have that evil eye towards each other. Biden made the comment during the interview hosted by, let me check the stream. Oh, Shalom. Shalom by Yah. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatah. I gotta go in on these jakes that think that voting is alright. And that voting is actually gonna fix our people's condition in this devil's under this devil, and we're actually gonna rise above the curses through voting, and that's complete madness. Oh, now Esau may have taken my life down. Let me see. See if I'm still alive. Is it saying that I'm missing required credentials? See if I'm still alive. Khan, Kahala, how about saying that I'm missing required credentials? See if I'm still alive. Khan, Kahala, how about saying that I'm missing? Online, not alive, Salakia. Hold on. Alright, but hold on. Hope it's not. I think it's just Esau fucking with me, because I saw the live and it looks just fine. Yeah, I think it's just Esau fucking with me. Fine. Yeah, I think it's just Esau fucking with me. Khan. Yeah, Khan. Biden made the comment during the interview hosted by the National Association of Hispanic Journalists and the National Association of so-called Black Journalists that was released in full on Thursday. This was basically, he had both Ephraim, or some could be tares, and had Judah, some could be tares too, that was released. Like, he had both of them. He was in a room hosted by both both Ephraim and Judah, these people, these organizations that claim to represent Ephraimite journalists and Judite journalists. Which, like I said, some could be terrorists because you do. That's another mistake people make. Because you look like them, they think you're one of them. Which that's not the case. Or because you look like a heathen, they think you're a heathen. Not the case either. Because and Kamala Harris is an example of that. She, like you Judites, you think that she's one of your people, but she's not. Or and you Benjamites, you Benjamites probably think that too, but she's not. She comes from a slave owner on her father's side. Landowner and a slave owner on her father's side. So see, and it's your dad's side that determines whether you're an Israelite or not. It determines what nation you are. It's not your skin color. It's not the place where you was born. And you could tell by her personality, by the way she moves, that she doesn't move like an Israelite woman. She moves like a Shedemite. His remarks on diversity were a response to a question from NPR reporter Lulu Garcia Navarro, who asked a question about whether Biden, the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee, would engage with Cuba and on the different immigration concerns between Cuba and Venezuela, America. And then after that, he made another comment, showing that this man, he can try to play it off, but that's the same devil that he was back then, supporting segregation and shit. Which, it was because these Edomites don't want to be around you Jakes. Afflictions. Hold on. Yeah. And then he tries to, I guess, clarify it or whatever. But, hey, this devil and Kamala, let me tell you something about her. She was a top, while she was the DA in fucking Oakland. Kamala KKK Harris. Kamala the cop with the triple K, or Kamala KKK Harris. She when she was DA over there in Oakland, she supported locking you niggas up. She supported locking you Jakes up. She took pleasure in locking you Jakes up. And it's interesting that she was that. Actually, it's interesting and it actually shows what where creepy Jim Crow Joe Biden stands on where he actually stands when it comes to you Jakes. He still favors locking you Jakes up. He has not changed his mind on that. They try to clarify it. You're from everywhere, from Europe, from the tip of South America, all the way to our border in Mexico and in the Caribbean. And different backgrounds, different ethnicities, but all Latinos, so-called Latinos. Which what he's referring to is that some, hold on. What he's referring to is that some of you Jake is that Ephraim is Hosea 7 verse 8 basically, because some of you, some so-called Latinos look like Esau, look more like Esau, and some of them look darker, some of them are darker than a lot of Judites. You know, so y'all go from that, like, some in the middle, and some all the way, light as fuck. Like, some dark as fuck, and some light as fuck. Light skin Ephraimites and dark skin Ephraimites. Which is caused by what mixing among the heathen. But that's what he's referring to. Because y'all are like a cake unturned. And some of y'all who consider yourself so-called Latinos, the Edomites, they're y'all caramel covered Edomites. There's, especially at the top, the ruling class is caramel covered Edomites. And then you have it's the Spaniards, the Edomite Spaniards that ruled. They're still ruling you Northern Kingdom, you so-called Latinos. They're just the elites and that basically pull the strings of your country. You're not directly under the rule of Spain, which makes y'all think that y'all are free and y'all have your own country, but y'all don't. And then some of y'all are actually Judah. Some of y'all are actually Southern Kingdom, because y'all are descendants of either the Ladino slaves that was brought over there. That just mean Ladino just meant a so-called black man, a Negro slave that can speak Spanish, and it also referred to the original Sephardic Jews who and their dialects, which was like a lot like it was a dialect of Spanish. It was like you have Ebonics and you have English. Hold on. which is interesting. They call the Northern Kingdom tribes Latino now. Showing that y'all are the same people. But some of y'all are come from them. Because y'all was also shipped over here. Y'all was also shipped over here. The first slaves were actually shipped from that area. And some of y'all descendants of Jake from West Africa. Some of y'all are Jakes. Hey shit, some of y'all then in some of y'all are Southern Kingdom Jakes. Shit, some of y'all down in Argentina, y'all are not Naphtali. Y'all, there's a lot of so-called Italians that went to Argentina. And so you had Sicilians, you had Southern Italian among them. So some of y'all are descendants of Sicilians, which y'all come from the Moors. But what he was saying, he was referring to that, trying to play that off. But why would he refer to one thing is like a positive? It was a positive thing, and one thing is like a negative, because you so-called blacks, y'all look more. Y'all are the most original looking of all the tribes. Y'all look like how y'all originally looked in the land and that's why, yeah, for the most part, you so-called blacks are the how, hey, that's how the Northern Kingdom used to look, except they was probably light skinned, a lot of them. But you're the most original looking Jakes, and so y'all are less likely to identify with Esau's policies. Policies that are pro Esau, that are pro America. Y'all are less likely to identify with them because y'all catch the most hell out of all the tribes. But the Northern Kingdom, even though they still do catch hell, the lighter skinned ones among them, they get a bigger crumb from the rich man Esau's table. And so they think that they're Edomites, that they're better than darker skinned brothers. Better than even like Indio, basically a Ephraimite that look like the indigenous people of the land. They say better than you Judites too. They think you think you lighter skinned Ephraimite, lighter skinned so-called Latinos, y'all think that y'all are better because of that reason. And that's what he's referring to, but y'all not. Y'all are the same people as your darker skinned brothers. Really, you just get like a crumb, a bigger crumb of man, and a little more of them because of your lighter skin. But that's just a divide and conquer tactic, and that's exactly what this devil is doing here. Biden made those remarks during the virtual national. Hold on. Dealing with an affliction. All right, right, all right. I'm back now. You was trying to say no way that I mean to. Am I okay? Biden made the okay. Basically, okay. He's trying to say quote unquote in no way that I mean to suggest the so-called African American, another byword for our people, community is a monolith, not buying their identity, not on issues, not at all. Now he's like, oh fuck, I gotta backtrack. Cause I said some fucked up shit, and now people are criticizing me for it. See, that's how the Democrats are, though. But they still, there's just a kiss, just them crouching down. Not by identity, not issues, not at all. Biden wrote, throughout my career, I've witnessed the diversity of thought, background, and sentiment within the so-called black, so-called African American community. It's this diversity that makes our workplace, communities, and country a better place. Now he says this shit. My commitment to you is this. I will always listen. I will never stop fighting for the so-called African American community, and I will never stop fighting for a more equitable future. Yo. Oh, and then Esau Edom is Donald Trump, another devil who don't care about y'all. By the way, who don't care about y'all, barely even did shit to help y'all. Yeah, but you know y'all go, yeah y'all want to go to him because y'all found out the Democrats were on bullshit. Well, the Republicans are on bullshit too. Yeah, Christina Pearson, a Trump campaign advisor, said in a statement that the former vice president tells a group of so-called black reporters that you all know that so-called quote unquote that so-called black people think alike. There's a reason Joe Biden can't support on black so-called black voters. It's because of his plantation owner mentality. They put each other on blast, but they all on the same team. Joe Biden would rather we all just shut up, get in line, and know our place, quote unquote. Which, hey, that's both. That's both of them. Because what did Trump call the so-called black NFL players? What did he call them for taking the knee? Which, that was all. We shouldn't be taking the knee like that, to get Esau's support. Like, what the fuck? But what he called them sons of bitches. Or what he called you jakes when you write, call y'all thugs. So, y'all can't win either way with these devils. Biden also drew criticism in May for saying that you ain't so-called black if you have a problem figuring out whether you're from me or Trump, quote unquote. Which we're not. We're not so-called black. We're not black. We're being called. Well, some of our people are being called black, but they ain't black. They're the tribe of Judah. We ain't even black when it comes to skin color. Of course, he's basically trying to say you ain't a real nigga if you don't vote for me. Devil. And this devil, creepy Uncle Jim Crow or Joe. He's something else. You see what it he said, see the type of shit he says and does, he's something else. He's a huge pedophile. But this is the choices that they have for you Jakes. Either you pick Trump, who's also a pedophile. You pick him, a racist pedophile. Oh, what's up? Do you think... Hold on. Esau's fucking with my shit. Esau's fucking with my life. I have to do it this way now. Do I think he will actually win the election? Do it this way now. Like, do I think Joe Biden will actually... he will actually win the election? Do it this way now. Salakia. See, it keeps saying it's missing a valid API key. It's the so-called white man, Esau Edom, and the so-called Jewish, fucking with my life, so-called Jewish tube. Oh, Shalom, Ak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. And do I think that he will actually win the election? I think that because this is not, like, don't quote me on this, like, this is not me saying, prophesying, like, for sure it's going to happen this way. Because, like other brothers have said before, like Chief has said, I mean, this is the Most High's movie. But what I think is going to happen is that I think they're going to have Trump win a second term. Because Trump, because they're trying to get this World War III started. And they're trying to get this race war started. Says Trump has been, is the one that openly tell you how he feels, basically. He's the type of devil that'll openly tell you how he feels. And he's unapologetic about it. And one of these days, he could diss the Hebrew Israelites. I don't know. That should be funny. Hey, that's all publicity is good publicity, so it's all good. But yeah, I think that they're gonna have Trump win again. I mean, they picked a candidate like Joe Biden, who has a past like that, and he could say what he says, but at the same time as a lot of Jakes are falling for the Democrats and Joe Biden. A lot of Jakes. There's some Jakes they're like, we're not voting. Oh, did you know? Oh, Tekashi 6ix9ine tweeted that he's a Hebrew Israelite. The fuck? This just happened. Hold on, Oh, did I hear about Tekashi 6ix9ine tweeting that he's a Hebrew Israelite? You're gonna have to, like, he just tweeted that he's a Hebrew Israelite. Hey, these celebrities are starting to come out with it. You already have a lot of Judite celebrities like Ice Cube, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar came out way back with the truth. God, what did he say exactly? Oh, Khan, which really haven't heard much from Kendrick Lamar since he said that, because he came out he came out not just about the so-called blacks being the tribe of Judah. They came out about the so-called Latinos and natives being the Northern Kingdom. And that one song, there's a song where he goes in. One of his verses goes like, damn, I'm trying to remember. On the outside, white like a Gentile. Khan, these devils are mad. He saw that I'm coming out. He saw that I'm putting him on blast, so he fucking with the live now. And I'm not a so-called black looking brother too, so he can't say that I'm a black Hebrew Israelite. But the one thing that, one thing about Kendrick Lamar is that his cousins with IUIC, and they be going off when it comes to the RFID chip, when it comes to the name. I don't think they even believe in Israelite foreigners like that. It's just the so-called blacks, Latinos, and natives are the Israelites. But at least some of the truth came out, and it actually helped to wake up brothers. So he did his part. He did his part, whether he was trying to big up IUIC or not. Some brothers woke up and actually found out about the real men of the Lord, GMS, men of valor, will actually go into more than just the milk, basically. So hey, they can't do anything against the truth before the truth. If we can't, then these devils, they definitely can't. But Khan, yeah, I'm just hearing about Tekashi 6ix9ine tweeting that he's a Hebrew Israelite. Hey, and you know something? And when Chief used to be on YouTube, that Tekashi 6ix9ine was actually on Chief's live, along with the Rothschilds, along with Maria Abramovic, that the Edomite witch. They was on there. Tekashi 6ix9ine was on that live. So Tekashi 6ix9ine knows the truth, which that's a bafflement. But hey, if it helps wake up the Northern Kingdom to the fact that they're Hebrew Israelites, then that's Yappa. I'm all for it. Even if Esau's celebrities are trying to infiltrate or whatever, still. But yeah, a lot of our people, they are gonna, if somehow Biden, that's a part of the movie, you know, it plays out like that. If Biden becomes president or whatever, they're gonna learn their Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verses 10 to 18, basically. Yeah, thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. So beware of him and take good heed. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. So, set him not by thee. Don't make friends with this man. Don't trust this man with the important shit. You use the world, but don't abuse the world. Because that you're gonna, at the last, remember these words and be pricked therewith. Hold on, I gotta take care of something. Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that has been with the serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Right, so you Jakes that trust in this system, that want to fuck with this devil, who is gonna pity you? There's none of us are gonna pity y'all. Y'all are gonna be like, y'all are gonna be like that dude, that kid that fucks with that misses with the dog that everyone knows is vicious and will fuck you up. That everyone knows is vicious and will fuck you up. Or like, you know how, or these people that are like, that'll fuck with a wild animal, fuck with a serpent, or hey, these so-called white people in these movies that they fuck with, they'll go fuck with some unknown beast, or even like, you know, go into some haunted house or some shit, and then they get fucked up, and then we just laugh at them because you shouldn't have been fucking with them. You shouldn't have gone there anyways. Verse 14, and that is you 2/3. You don't know this is, y'all know info has been coming out about how fucked up this devil is. The info is out there, whether you choose to look at it or not. But I'm sure that a lot of y'all have heard about what this devil has done, like even recently. Not just during the days when he really used to put hell on you tribes. So, and y'all still choose to vote for these devils and to participate in their system. So, who's gonna pity y'all when this devil bites you in the ass, like the serpent he is, and comes down on y'all with great wrath? Verse 14. So one that go to a sinner and is defiled with him and his sins, who will pity? You know, so one that goes to a sinner, you trust this man, you know, this man of sin, and you're defiled with him in his sins. He misleads you and ultimately fucks you over, you know. And it's also, you know how I say it's idiot as such as come now wild beasts. I mean, this is the serpent is more subtle than any beast, than any of the beasts of the field. They're wiser than Daniel, actually. So it's really talking about Esau. Verse 14, so one that, Khan, and is defiled with them in the sins, who will pity. Verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. So he's gonna be with you, like act like your friend and shit. Yo, drinking buddy. Your so-called white friend. You know, the so-called white liberal, the ultimate version of that. But if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. So thou begin to fall, like, Y'all, you're not something of worth to him. He can't use you for something. He will not tarry. He's gonna leave. Like he's not gonna be on your side. He's not gonna be on your side. He's gonna turn on you. And that's what happens to a lot of these sellout celebrities. When they get old, they're no longer useful. They begin to fall. They don't have the same value, or they can't be used by this devil. They get left out there. Like this devil shows his horns when that happens. Because this devil's a coward. He only show his horns when he outnumbers you, when he has a gun or another weapon, when he has something that he can use against you like that. This devil does not have any type of valor. He will, and when you're down, he'll fuck with you. He'll come at you when you're down, kick you when you're down. Basically, he has no type of valor. Versus Jake will come at you. Well, a lot of Jakes are taking after these devils, and that's why they will jump niggas and shit. Cause they are their children of the devil. But Jake is generally more bolder. Jake will come at you. Able-bodied and shit. You're able-bodied too. Shit, even if you strong with him, Jake like David will still come at you. Esau is a shady motherfucker, and he ain't got no value. I wonder if I'm still. I could see my live. I could play my live, and it look like it's still online. 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 Keep repeating it. It look like it's still online. Yeah. Yeah, weird. But anyways, hey, that shows how Esau is a coward. He's a pussy. He's doing underhanded shit like that. Not even owning up to it. He just does it behind your back. He does it behind your back, and oh no, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. Hey, that's Joe Biden. He's Esau. Yeah, definitely Esau. Which, should be easy to tell. Verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Okay, so enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how, up here, he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. So he's sweet talking you, man. Sweet talking you, slick talking you. Oh yeah, I'm totally for the so-called black community. I'm totally, I will fight for y'all. I am on your side 100%. But in the head, he's like, these niggas are so dumb. I passed that crime bill to lock their asses up. And he let me in that motherfucker. And I'm gonna fuck them over again because these niggas are so dumb. In his head, he's thinking that shit. He's laughing at y'all. He's plotting. And then behind closed doors, too. With Trump and these other devils you think he's against. You know, all these devils, they cancel. They're canceled and they plot on you. They plot on you niggas. They plot on you niggas, Spicks and Tontos. They plot on you Israelites. And you speckled bird, you birds you niggas turned inside out. They plot on y'all. Like, they plot on y'all, you China niggas, you, that's what they think of y'all as. They think of y'all the same way and they plot on y'all. China niggas mean the speckled birds that they're scattered among so-called Chinese and Moabites. Wherever you Jake is at, wherever you Jakes are at, and whatever heathen nation y'all look like. He will weep with his eyes, but if you find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Well, hey, one example of this, even though Obama's a Hamite, he's our enemy too, is Obama was like weeping about how America was so fucked up and shit. It's such in a fucked up condition because of Trump or whatever. But hey, Obama didn't help our people either. He fucked our people over. He fucked our people over. He's our enemy too. He's pretty much he worked for the same elite just as much as an enemy. Verse 17. Hey, so them sincere. Well, you know what they're called? Well, them tears, they ain't sincere. They crocodile tears. But if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Verse 17. Oh, that remind me of them tears you said during the Sandy Hook, which was orchestrated. You know, that whole shit was a false flag, could have been a hoax. It was a setup. That shit was an act, man. But if you find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt fight him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. There you go. Though he pretend to help thee, so he talks sweet to you, act like he on your side, act like he got your best interests at heart, but he trying to undermine you. And I shall find him there first. Hey, that reminds me of the government. We're the government. We're here to help. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Them people that been in them FEMA trailers from Katrina. That though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Verse 18. Oh, and then FEMA was went there to help them help you Jakes in New Orleans during Katrina. It reminded me of that. And you Jakes in Houston during Ike. And he's killing you Jakes. And Katrina, he was killing you Jakes during Katrina, shooting y'all down, calling y'all looters. But when Esau went in the stores to take shit, they would call people in need. And this man is the devil, man. Hey, when Hurricane Harvey hit Texas, man, and Houston was being flooded. These devils were killing you Jakes. It was like the same, I wouldn't say the same situation, but it was like a similar type situation. And except with mostly flooding. And these devils, they were going into Houston to hunt looters, which that's you Jakes. Y'all hungry in desperate situations. So that's what happens when people are in desperate situations. It's gonna happen again. And he already showed you what he's gonna do to y'all. It's just gonna be on a bigger scale. So yet shall he undermine thee. And I heard there was FEMA barges during Harvey too. That was they were picking you niggas up and they were putting y'all in FEMA barges. Hey man. Harvey was, I wouldn't be surprised because they use these natural disasters, whether they're natural or not, they use these natural disasters as test runs for martial law. And so what he did is ultimately he's going to do nationwide. Worldwide, really. You see what's happening in Australia. New Zealand, they're talking about locking motherfuckers up and basically keeping them in camps if they don't get tested. And that's coming over here because Bill Gates said what the shit that they're doing in Australia, in New Zealand, in Taiwan, that it should be done everywhere. So these devils, these devils are, they're about to bring hell on you tribes. They're about to come down on you tribes hard and with great wrath. And it don't matter if there is a so-called election and they have this devil, creepy Uncle Jim Crow Joe be the next puppet. It don't matter, or if they have Trump win. Because the results are the same. Basically the results are the same because the same devils are in rulership, and they're gonna come down hard on you tribes. Joe Biden, he's just gonna be like, it's for your own good. We don't want y'all to die of the Rona and shit. Versus Trump, who's gonna be a little more upfront with it, like y'all rioting. We gotta stop y'all from rioting. If y'all wouldn't riot, we wouldn't have to shoot y'all niggas down and shit. And the Hebrew Israelites were definitely gonna be blamed. They're gonna have some staged event, and they're gonna blame it on the Hebrew Israelites, which I believe there's like they may have assassination of some type like a false, like a hoax assassination, staged assassination of Trump. That's also why I believe that either they're gonna have it so he wins, or they ain't gonna have an election. This is just to make y'all think that there's gonna be an election. Cause in the Simpsons it shows like Trump dead in a coffin. I believe shows him being assassinated. And then Trump said, I have rich enemies, trying to make it look like, oh, he fighting against the elite or whatever. He going into his bunker like he did during them protests. He going into his bunker. He's gonna be in his bunker, doing the wicked shit that he does, wicked pedophile shit. And while y'all think he's dead, and while if that happened before or after the election, if that happens and they blame it on a brother, there's gonna be all hell. All hell's gonna break loose from that event. Because these Edomites, and as well as some of our dumbass people that are scattered among them that believe like them, they're gonna ride on you Jakes. They're gonna come down with great wrath just based off of that. And you Jakes, there's you Jakes that also that want to take up arms against this devil. That's not gonna work either. Because this devil has the best weaponry on his side. His blessing is literally the sword. So the only way that you're going to overcome this man is through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's the only way out the curses. Not voting, not taking up arms, not working within the system or outside the system. Gangs didn't work for you Jakes either. Militias won't. Militias and gangs won't work. Nothing works. Being a good nigga don't work either. None of that shit works. See, y'all literally have no chance. Salakia. Y'all literally have no way out but through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of the Father in the Paleo Hebrew, the real Hebrew, and Yahushai is the name of his son, Hamashiach, in the real Hebrew. And they did speak the real Hebrew during his time too, because Yahushai spoke to Paul. He appeared to the Apostle Paul and spoke to him in the Hebrew. He understood it. They spoke Hebrew and Aramaic and Greek back in the land. So yeah, Yahweh and Yahushai, that's the only way that you can be saved from the curses. No man shall save thee. Oh, I'm going to get that after this. Verse 18, he will shake his hand and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. So he'll shake his head like, damn, you niggas are dumb. And clap his hand, like, whisper much like, these niggas are so dumb. Oh, these tontos are so dumb. Whatever type of byword that you are. That these devils and heathens call you. He's gonna be like that. Which you already know during the secret councils they're like that. During their secret councils they talk shit about you Jakes. Oh, and no man shall save thee, no man shall buy thee. Which is talking about the same thing. So you look in the law, and if it goes into the law of like slavery, basically servants, who can be servants of who and how it works, and or handmaids. hand servants. If a heathen goes basically rises above, basically becomes richer than you, and you having to sell yourself to a heathen, you somehow become his servant, right? Your brother can buy you out of that situation. Buy you and then make you free. So basically it's like a metaphor that no man is going to be able to buy you out of the hands of these devils and make you free. Actually free, not emancipated. Which just means transferred from one owner to another. So let me get. Bakar Ahmad just came out with a unleashes mandatory sum. Mandatory sum. I have to look at that. Hold on, let me come out with it. Let me bring out that verse about no man shall save thee. Hold on, Akim. All right. More afflictions. We're dealing with an affliction. Shit. Maybe if y'all know which one, y'all can post it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh God. Deuteronomy 28, verse 29. And thou shalt grope in noondays, as a blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. No man shall save thee. Shit. even if there was a candidate that was legit, that actually gave a fuck about you, Jakes, he ain't gonna win. Like they'll have some, like he ain't gonna be successful at saving, or he ain't gonna win. Like Esau will have it so that he loses. Cause no man shall save thee, or like it says in Deuteronomy chapter like it says in verse 68, and no man shall buy you, which is basically, it's basically the same thing. And no man shall buy you, which is also why there hasn't been a actual Israelite president, right? Talking about recent years, there hasn't been a so-called black president who's actually a so-called black man, who's actually a Judite, or a so-called Latino or Native American president. This is the reason why. There's a reason why, because Rome, Esau has it set up. Esau learned from Rome. When our people took control and got to a high enough position to take control, we took Rome from them, and we destroyed the Roman Empire and made it the Holy Roman Empire. Esau remembers what we did, so he doesn't let nobody in there. So that's how nobody is able to buy us out of this situation or save us. You heard about Kanye West running for president. That nigga ain't gonna win. They ain't gonna let a brother up in there. They ain't gonna, by brother I mean like a Jake. They ain't gonna let a Jake in the Oval Office like that. Even if it's a sellout celebrity. And Kanye West, he came out with he tweeted about 12 tribes of Judah. And he also, which is the 12 tribes of Israel. And he also, in his new song, Salah, and that album, which of course it says Jesus is King, which that's not his name. But in that album, there's a song called Salah, and he talk about we the children of Abraham. So, I mean, this Kanye West, all these celebrities know the truth. And Kanye West, he's been throwing hints out there about who the real Israelites are. And he needs to just come out with it, but he won't. Because the Kardashians, the minute he comes out with, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Hebrew Israelites as well as our people scattered among the heathen, many of whom look like the heathen. Y'all are Israelites. And the name of the Father is Yahweh, and the Son is Yahweh Shai, and the so-called white man is Esau. And the minute he starts doing that, putting these devils on blast too, that's the minute that they're gonna sacrifice Salakim. They're gonna sacrifice. That's the minute that these Kardashians will sacrifice them, do them like Lamar Odom or worse. And hey, Carmelo Anthony, you heard about what he did too. He came out with he said the name Yahweh Shai, the Father's name and the Son's name. He's out of all of them, I think Carmelo Anthony, and then Kendrick came out with the most truth out of all of them. But I don't know, Carmelo Anthony, he do have elect that are gonna come out of all walks of life. So Carmelo Anthony, he may be sincere with it. He may actually come out with. He may actually be sincere with it, as well as a few others, but like we don't know right now. So that's why they ain't gonna let a Jake celebrity in the White House, in the Oval Office like that. Give him that type of power. Oh, and Bakar Almaty just uploaded Michigan College unleashes mandatory app to track students at all times. These devils are making moves. We may not even have an election. These devils are moving quick. That's like RFID. The RFID chip is gonna track you at all times. And this is just more of the infrastructure that they need for the B system, and more and this something called gradualism, which is a tactic that these devils use, where they introduce something slowly. They introduce something that's like, it's like the chip, or it's like martial law, or it's like whatever the agenda that they eventually want to accomplish. Or it's like FEMA camps, they push us towards war that way too. They've been going at Iran in a gradualistic way, but eventually these devils are gonna make that move. I believe they have they have Trump in there for that reason. So it don't matter, hey. Even in their own system, when you look at their system, you can tell that it don't matter. You look at your votes, the popular vote does not matter. The electoral college vote matters. The popular vote can literally be 80% against a candidate, and the electoral college will be like the electoral college will be like could be like, oh nah, he's gonna be the next president. See what I mean? Like, even when you look at that and you don't look at the behind the scenes shit, you could still be able to tell that your vote don't matter. but Jake, of course, Jake wants to feel like he got a voice in Esau's system, so he goes along with it. Goes to vote for a devil that don't give a fuck about him and might not even win, no matter how much Jake's vote for him, or even lower level E's. See, you Jakes that still, if you still believe in this man's system, if you still believe that voting is gonna change shit, honestly, you through. Especially after seeing this live as well. Especially after seeing this live, and me and other brothers, videos of other brothers that have brought it out. If you go out there and you vote, honestly, you're through. Honestly, you're through. Like, it's a very high likelihood that you're a 2/3, honestly. Cause you're simple as hell, man. You're a fool. The simple believe every word. Hey, let me get that. The simple man believes anything. Khan, verse 15. The simple believe in every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. So the simple inherit. I mean, they believe the words that these devils say about your vote matters. They believe either this devil Joe Biden, oh yeah, like he was really fighting for you so-called blacks and Latinos and natives, or believe this devil Trump. Oh nah, I'm the one that's actually on your side. I tell it how it is. This Joe Biden devil is he's Jim Crow Joe. He's just telling you what he wants you to. He's just telling you what he wants you to hear, but what you want to hear. But Trump is doing the same thing, ain't he? He ain't done shit for you, Jakes. His so-called programs, that shit about economic opportunity zones or whatever. When you look into it, I mean, it's really these devils. They move into your neighborhoods. Move in your neighborhoods, move their businesses in there. Like, basically gentrification. Like, basically, what do you expect though? It's gentrification. What do you expect from a man who kicked Jakes out of who didn't allow Jakes to rent his properties and all that. He was caught doing it. I mean, both of these, there's two devils. There's two devils. One that has a different style of deceiving you niggas and accomplishing his agenda than the other one. You Israelite foreigners look like so-called white people, so you think you're so-called white, and you're like hardcore Trump supporters. He doesn't give a rat's ass about y'all either. Like, he wouldn't even let y'all, your type, in his resort down in Florida, the Winter White House. He wouldn't even be around your type if he didn't have to get y'all to think that he cares about y'all and kiss your ass. He wouldn't even let y'all, like, he wouldn't let y'all near him. He would have security take y'all away and shit. He doesn't give a fuck about y'all either. As well as you so-called poor whites that are actually Edomites, you lower level E's. Now, concerning y'all, he has no concern for y'all. He doesn't give a fuck about y'all. He doesn't hate y'all, but he doesn't give a fuck about y'all. He hates you tribes, including you Israelite foreigners. In fact, if you wanna get a truly understand how Trump feels about you Israelite foreigners as well as you lower level devils, you look at what Trump said about his former attorney general. Even though he's a devil, he's an Edomite, but he called him you dumb Southerner. And the reason I say this is because it's a lot of it's a lot of Edomites in the South, but it's also a lot of Israelite foreigners that are scattered among catching the curses, living just like Jake, but they don't think they're Jake. And that's what he thinks about y'all. It's a lot of Israelite. That's what he thinks about y'all Israelite foreigners from the Bible Belt, the dumb Southerners. Neither of these candidates care about you Israelites, and it's going off anyway. So that's why you Jakes, you don't vote. Should not vote. Stay away from the ballot box. Sleep in that day. Just act like it's a normal day. Or if you brother in the truth, hey, hold camp that day. Don't vote. And this message is sponsored by the men of valor 12, the men of great millstone, Yahweh Ratazah, we the hopeful elect, and it's sponsored by Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. So I hope this live was edifying. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. Spread this truth like wildfire. Pauses. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners who look like the other nations, but their spirit beareth witness that they're the children of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And shalom to the real sisters out there. Alright, stay strong, men and women of valor. See y'all soon. Yahweh Ratazah, we see each other in the chariots. Shalom. Esau is making this app trip the fuck out.